a picture of you right now?
No, not a picture.
Please tell me you're not.
I just wanted to let you know that Athena and I think you look very white trash fabulous. Isn't that right, little girl? Yeah, you're trying to, you see how she's walking the other direction as far away as possible?
Oh my gosh, I almost bleached her.
Well,
She wouldn't leave me alone.
Well, she likes the shower. What are you doing, little one? You want to say hi? Who's the cutest in the whole world? Who's the cutest in the whole world? And she said it right there. Me. Little teeny weeny. There she goes. Athena on the run. She's waiting for me. By the way, white trash fabulous.
Well, it's going to be purple, so it won't be a white trash fabulous forever.
I hope you realize what you just said. Anyways, enough of that. If you ain't got a living room where you can just walk out and see tunnel rams and dominators and six-pack setups, well, you should probably work on that. What do you think about it, Pepper? No, I'm filming Captain. He's waking up. Thank you for scratching my hand, Cappy. It feels good. That's what I was waiting on. The big Captain yawn. Okay. Alright, you go back to dreaming, bud. Athena. Are you back to being all chirpy? You want the banana? Nope, she doesn't want the banana. You're just a little jelly bean, aren't you, right now? Athena. Are you good? Or are you going to do another flip? Oh, you're coming from a hand. Well, someone who watches this all the way through, I just want to say, you must be really bored. But, hey, I'm not here to judge. Cats is cats. Isn't that right, bud? Yep. He ain't having the camera today. That's okay, we got attention hog right here. This is the kind of stuff that's happening behind the scenes when I'm not actually out in the shop doing stuff like I'm supposed to, like working on the duster.
You're supposed to be working on the duster?
Oh, I have everything jigged up right now, but instead, no,
You're making fun of me.
Well, I'm here, you know, just supporting you.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yes, I'm here to support you by telling you how white trash this looks so far. Which is a good thing. Have you met me? Have you seen my cars? That's a good thing. What do you mean? Have you seen me? You can see me in the mirror. If this doesn't scream some level of white trash greatness, then I don't know. I mean, I could make this a lot more white trash, I'm just saying.
I'm sure you could.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't take much.
Mutton chops. I'm gonna do it when you're sleeping.
Anyways, here's to Anna maybe having purple hair because she's all rebellious since she got rid of her fancy aerospace job and now she's a baker making like really cool treats and whatnot at a bakery.
I like baking.
Now she can like do stuff like this like she used to in high school because she's 30 now and well, she's trying to relive her youth because
I'm not trying to relive my youth. I just like color, okay?
well, in your youth you did color your hair, did you not?
I've colored my hair off and on for years.
Yeah, in your
Just
youth. Yeah, in your youth.
The last time I colored my hair was literally 9 months ago.
Yeah, in your youth.
Oh my.
Before you turned 30.
Whatever.
Exactly, my point. Hi, Athena. Did you ask Athena permission to use her house? Because this is her bathroom. Did you get permission from her? Because I don't think so, because she's like gearing up for war in the curtains right now.
She's the one who wanted me to dye her hair too. I told her no, that kitties don't get dyed hair.
Well, that sounds very racist. Shame on you, Anna. By the way, nice Jake's t-shirt.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you for representing a great company with great people.
Yeah, while I dye my hair.
Yeah. Hey, Jags.
You should come out with hair dye.
I was gonna say, welcome to the White Trash Club of America. Oh boy. Alrighty. Well, this basically sums up Jags' customer base, more or less. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Anyways, those of you who have watched this, I'm telling you, you've got to have something else better to do. But here's this for you. Whatever it entails. It's probably not going to include any working on cars, but it's going to have a whole bunch of stupid stuff like this, I guarantee it. Oh yeah, we should have filmed sending off the box of badassery to Brian Hobbs.
You should have.
Because it'd be cool if he did an unboxing video of that.
Yeah, tell him, be like, unbox the damn thing.
He probably will. I mean, I wrote him some words of wisdom, and the Mylodin sticker was missing, and I replaced it with something very appropriate for the big block that pan is going on, in my opinion.
You did.
I did. I mean, I tried to get in detail, but there's only so much detail you can do with a Sharpie in a space this big. Of course, I was making it to scale as well, so I mean, that is about to scale anyways. If you know, you know. I'm sorry. Welcome to the weird hour of this conversation. Anyways, so, since we said weird hour, we'll plug some of our good friends on YouTube. First, we'll start off with Brian Hobbs, since I mentioned him just now at Backwoods Performance. He's a fellow young dude who does cool Mopar stuff. And then we got Brian Parsons, who's another young cool Mopar guy up in the Great White North of Minnesota. And then we also have our friend Brian at Dust Devil Garage, who regularly pays us a visit, and, well, his favorite color is purple. Anna's made him a rug. She's made me a rug. In fact, I'm standing on my rug right now in the bathroom. The Triforce of Power Poops. Anyways, so, I know I missed a couple people. Rob, the great guy at Jags who's always helped us out, he does have a YouTube channel. Go check him out. Rob Z. And William at Charger 323 Mopar. I did not forget William.
He's got a really cool reel going on right now.
Yeah, he's going through and relisting all of his like old videos into YouTube Shorts, and it's pretty neat to get to see all the old content again. Hoping to get more people to see those cool videos. Anyways, so here's to 5 minutes of that. I would like to share something personal with everybody here. All the viewers out there know how close my dad and I are. And I'm going to be honest with you, one of the biggest reasons why my dad and I are so close is that man standing right there. And Dad gave me that picture last night, and that's my grandpa Norm, his dad. And my grandpa passed away when I was 3 years old, and I never really got to know him. So the closest thing I got is my dad. I'm glad to have that photo there to help motivate when I'm making you guys cool videos. Plus, we've been decking out the office with nerd stuff and, well, yeah. memorabilia, pictures people have drawn us, just all sorts of cool stuff. Gotta be careful what I show in my office, because there's some things in here that YouTube does not like.
You should show them my paintings.
Oh boy. Speaking of paintings, first we gotta show off the collection from Gary Paints It. Well, since we recently had to do a little bit of remodeling, and because we got new windows and stuff in the house, we didn't actually have a spot for this one yet, but we got to show off more of Gary Paints It's work, and this is the Barely Cuda at No Name. That was a great video, getting to watch that painted. By the way, if you don't know, Gary Paints It is a cool guy here on YouTube that you can actually commission him to do one of these scenes of your car. And this one he did of my Charger Jezebel and Dad's red 68 Hemi Charger. And what he does, he'll take your car and then he'll fabricate a background for it. So if, you know, your cars aren't parked in like a super cool place, or if you want your cars parked at, say, Lions Drag Strip in 1969, he does that kind of stuff, and he's very talented. Go check him out for sure. Well, that's a pretty painting, Anna.
Yeah.
It's all starry nighty with pumpkins and whatnot.
Yep.
I dig it. Athena, what says you? I'd also like to just let my viewers take a moment and just appreciate this. This is the one thing I'm kind of proud of when we moved, is I was able to actually set all of this kind of cool stuff up. All my books, everything I've collected over the years as far as special parts, things that mean a lot to me. My first 953 barrel, a dual coil distributor in there I got from a great friend, and original MSD unit, NOS, tax, Hemi, little eyeball shifter ball I got from my buddy Rob at Jegs many moons ago for a car that never happened. Yeah, just all sorts of stuff. Mementos over the years. And that 2-barrel Dominator right there. Oh yeah. Paprika. Well, I said no car stuff in this little thingamajig, but I will let you know that we did have to put the Vision wheels on Anna's truck because she ended up developing a flat. So, I mean, the brand new 4 wheels and tires right there, throw them on her. That way she can keep going places. Her lean is actually basically road ready, but Anna likes her pickup way too much, so she sticks with the pickup. And as far as these cars here, I know someone out there is getting really irritated because I'm filming this in this fashion, but I don't really care right now. The plan is to actually get the Polara inside of the shop, get the duster to where it runs and drives out, so that way that can be moved in. And this thing actually just so happens to run and drive now, and surprisingly the brake system works on it with a little bit of topping off of the fluid. And I really just love this giant thing. Don't mind the air cleaner sitting wonky, it's missing a spacer there. But everything's hooked up. This thing runs beautiful. It just sounds like it's ready for the demo derby. And as one viewer said, kind of sounded like Christine in the movie when Arnie first gets her out of the junkyard, because it's just dug, 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 dug. And the side pipes will be going on this thing because 1, I'm cheap, I already own them, and 2, hooking side pipes up to factory manifolds is really simple and easy and requires almost no effort. The most effort is building the brackets for the side pipes themselves, which ain't no big deal for Dad and I. So this thing's basically on the run road as far as getting done here pretty fast. I'm gonna continue to choose to neglect that one just because I'm not ready to buy the 4 tires for it, but I'll buy 4 new tires for that guy, and well, that's not even close to running and driving. I mean, these are the quandaries of a car guy. I mean, like, the floorboard's all done in here. Poor 15, now it's kind of got some big old ugly stains in that corner. I have to address that, actually. Must have got mud in here somehow. But anyways, yeah, this thing's basically ready for me to get back to work on, but, you know, projects is projects. All right, I'll give you a sneak peek. Anyway, so, ordered a bunch of the wrong belts for the duster, but basically got the radiator situated and clamped in here, and this will be actually a video update here in a second. I'm going to be filming, which will be hilarious. I'll get to redo this. But, yeah, getting radiator installed, fans ready, got the correct belts coming, power steering's hooked up, most of the wiring's ready to go. I got to do a couple little swaps on the carburetor linkage, get all that hooked up with the kickdown linkage and blah, 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 blah. W2 stuff, actually, if you didn't know, which I did know from some of my smarter friends, here's a stock little throttle cable bracket. The W2 actually has a different spacing, so if you can see in there, I actually had to shorten it by about 1/4 of an inch to get the factory cable in there. And why did I choose to run all the factory stuff? Because sometimes that's just what works the best. Minus, you know, those things and the W2 heads, and, you know, I don't know why I prefer stock things on some parts and then everything else just, you know, this car was supposed to be a sleeper. And that really got lost in translation somewhere, and I really got to blame one part in particular. And you can't say it's the tunnel ram because I already had that, I'm pretty sure. What really screwed me was when this all steel hood showed up for sale in my price range that a buddy had, and he was willing to deliver it to Indy, which I was already attending. Holy crap, yeah. I can't wait to get that thing back on this car. Howdy, Dad.
Hey, bud, what do you know?
Well, this is your segment of the video. And as far as your segment, mainly, there's something really cool sitting over on your toolbox to the left of us, that way.
A Chrysler Industrial Engines book?
A very cool Chrysler Industrial book.
Really?
That is not just any, just typical book. That is like the full-on dealer book.
Really?
For Chrysler Industrial Engines, covering from 58 all the way to 65. It is possibly the coolest thing I think I have ever found on eBay.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, this stuff is just horsepower numbers for the industrial engine, so they're all low horsepower numbers. But here you have the 56A, which is our 354 we have, and then all the other engines and stuff they offer. But what I really just want to skip through and just showcase is some of these colored ads. Like this is for the 6-cylinder engines. The horsepower and torque, compression ratio, all this stuff. Like this is just a giant sales brochure is all it is.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not just on the 6-cylinders. It covers V8s, the Hemis, the wedges, the polys. It covers marine engines in the same fashion. So it covers literally flathead 6s to polys, well, early polys to later 318 polys, Gen 1 Hemis of all fashions, and big blocks. I mean, it's incredible what is covered in here, because this is like from a dealership or a place in Michigan, if I remember right, where I think they just kept updating this thing. They just kept adding to it. Like they didn't get rid of the old stuff. Like here's marine 6-cylinder stuff, slant 6 stuff.
Slant 6, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. It's 110 horsepower. It's actually not too bad, probably. As far as the horsepower numbers for stationary engines. Of course, this is a marine engine too. But that kind of stuff, like right there, the big cutaways and the schematics of everything. Because, you know, these had specialized parts on them. You know, the marine slant 6, it had a different kind of oil pan, just like the marine V8s. There was a big cast aluminum unit. And a lot of that stuff had to be specially made, so that way it would take in water from the lake and, well, use it for coolant.
Milwaukee Engine and Equipment Corporation.
Yep, that was the name of the place. But I love how it's got all the different logos. So the Marine and Industrial Engine Division. And I think that is just a cool logo, because it's the forward look arrows. Now we're in the power units. We're going to skip the 6-cylinder stuff and go straight to the V8 section, because it's just way better. Trust me. Oh yeah. Look at that. Just... This is the stuff I will geek out on. So the 315 is the Dodge Hemi. Even though it says Chrysler Industrial Models, this is the 315 Dodge Tall Deck Hemi, is what they're referring to here. And then 354 here is like what we bought recently that we're working on, is a 354 Chrysler Industrial, and ours is the 56A variation, and it's one of these. I haven't been able to pinpoint which version it is, because our serial numbers, I think, for our engine are for a little bit older 56A than what this book may cover.
They've all got the motor mounts, but they've got this front engine mount for an industrial engine.
Yep. Well, and there's also heavy truck stuff in this book as well, which is a whole nother category. Ooh, poly-industrial.
No.
And again, more of the schematics and blueprints. It's just neat. And there we go, the beginning of the big blocks, the 361 industrial engine, which I first got excited because it's like, hey, that's the engine in the C61 or the C800, the 61. But no, because that is the engine in the 61-800. And it's kind of funny because these guys have notes written on this. But that is literally the same 361 that is in that big Dodge truck powering it. That is neat. The special oil pump that's cooled and all this stuff.
How'd you figure that out?
Figure what out?
That was the one in the...
Oh, HT.
Oh, HT.
HT, I'm using, you know, you see the H here? And then HT, I kind of just assumed that would mean heavy truck. Or, you know, heavy tonnage, something like that.
Or high torque.
High torque, potentially, yeah. I mean, they were all 2 barrels, but that one's got more big truck stuff on it. And then here we got an industrial 383. That is kind of interesting to me. But if you pay attention to the details in these pictures, these are 4-bolt valve covers. So these are really early engines. These are before 64. 64 was the first year to have a 6-bolt valve cover. So that's one of the things to keep in mind. Is thinking about how old all this literature is.
And the 413.
And the 413. Yeah, they made these industrial engines in all fashions. It's freaking cool. And the heavy truck 413, which...
730 pounds, 625 in the 413.
Well, that's because you got the heavier truck heads. This would be a cold weather block. This is the same engine we have sitting on the stand on mock-up with the max wedge exhaust manifold. That is the same thing. It's a heavy truck 413. We have all the stuff to put that back together. And then look at this thing. A poly marine engine. That would be kind of neat, having those chrome valve covers.
Dual side draft carburetor, 195 horsepower.
Oh.
Side.
But check this out. That is just neat. The 3 different variations.
I'm going to give you all the dimensions so they can put them new engines in new boats.
Yep. And I actually have the intake off of one of these bad boys. The factory marine big block intake, which is different from the regular dual quad big block intakes because it has a water crossover instead of a heat crossover. It's kind of neat.
Oh.
And you can actually plumb water to the intake.
Yeah, the automatic on that.
Ooh. Now we're back into more of this stuff. Well, we got Sherwood Brassworks pumps. It's also covered in this. Not really sure what that has to do with anything, but it's a thing. I think this page is kind of neat just because we got this big old guy, which is the, I think that's for the liquid petroleum gas deal.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was looking at the marine distributor here. So it's actually got sealed cap and everything. I saw one of those on eBay not too long ago for a V8. They're really unique.
Shielded for military specs.
Yep.
And options.
I want one of those gauge panels. Yeah, this book has several fold-out sections. I think we missed a couple, actually. There was one great big full color one that had all the engine horsepower numbers. Governors and the different shielding. All the little that's cool. The little houses for your engine. What a selection of performance intake and exhaust manifolds. Sweet. Radiators, torque converter. That is a whole nother version of a torque converter. Holy crap. PTOs and stuff. This thing covers a lot. The velvet drive right next to the sodium filled exhaust valves. And how they help cool. But they kind of suck still. Let's look at the velvet drive. I think they call it the velvet drive because it's velvety smooth.
Made out of velvet.
Or if it's made of velvet, I don't know how that's going to work in a boat. Oh no, we're getting to the scary section.
Pricing?
Yeah. So actually, from this point on, these are all factory Chrysler, like, news bulletins. You see, this one's dated April 12th of 1960, and it just goes on and on, like, all the history of this one place. And it's really cool, because this is all original. Like, this stuff was sent down by Chrysler, like, I'd call it Chrysler High Command, and it's got all the updates through the years, when things had to get changed up throughout the years, you know, as far as like changing oils and all that nonsense. It's incredible. Hand-drawn notes, printed out stuff. There's diagrams for... There is just so much in this section of the book that... Yeah. This is, as you would say, Dad, proper pooping material. Because it is just chock full of everything a nerd like you and me could want.
Yeah.
And there's the newer stuff, 65.
65. Tools.
Oh, special tools, hey.
Installers.
I bet you this is mostly for marine stuff.
Yeah, it looks like it. Seal output, sleeve drive gears on output shaft, Chrysler inboard outboard drive.
At some point, those numbers would have maybe meant something and helped somebody, but probably not anymore. Well, there it is for another second. There's another page. Oh,
64.
something.
Western Union Telegram.
I think that's neat. Now that one's kind of neat.
Engine wiring diagram.
Yeah, Chrysler Marine engine wiring diagram. This is the kind of stuff, you know, you can't put a price on history in my book. On this book. I mean, like, will this stuff ever help us in the future? I don't know, but...
You wire any hot rod with that kind of diagram there.
Yeah. Well, Dad, do you think that book falls into the criteria of good purchase?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh.
I mean, it's not gonna hurt to have a little information laying around.
Well, that's
tappet clearance,
the
intake exhaust,
318, 383, 413 information. That's neat. You know, the marine stuff was actually pretty dang cool and pretty fast. It was pretty cool stuff. All right, well, here's to 12 minutes of us geeking out over Chrysler Marine and industrial stuff, covering Hemis to big blocks to polys and everything in between. And yeah, that page is harder than heck to read.
Yeah, that's the old zero.
Alrighty, well.
Alright, that's cool.
Heck yeah. And that's the page I was wanting to show. So you got the two 30 cubic inch engines, model 30 and 31, 32 and 33, the 265, the 54, which is the 315, and then you got the 56A, the 354. That's what we got. For once, we actually got the big dog. And actually, I'd still rather have that 315 Dodge right there, because that's a bad mamma jamma right there. But we got the Chrysler Industrial. That'll be fine. I know I'm supposed to be ending this video, but that's just a cool view right there.
Well, kind of, if you study that, you can tell how the damn spark plug wires are supposed to be laid.
Alright, so for now, for real, I'm closing the book, Dad.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna open it back up so you can go back to reading it. Cause, all right, we got other stuff to film. All right, so I'm gonna show you this because this is just a dream project right here. I wanted to experiment with the push lock stuff, so I had my buddy Rob at Jag send me a whole bunch of that stuff, and I told him I want garish. I want stuff that is going to stand out and slap your mama in the face, and I think we have achieved that. Now, whether or not we run the King Demons or not, I don't know yet, but these are the 750 Dominators I got from Andy Wood at No Name Nationals we traded, and I'm digging that look. This is all just mock-up for maybe a future Hemi build, because I got a block, because I got a pair of cylinder heads, and don't even get me started on how many different pairs of Hemi valve covers I do have. Or the absurd amount of oddball Hemi intakes that I have laying around that I have collected over the years. So yeah, there'll be another Hemi 4. I just had to stop and just admire my 61 HP 383. This thing, I cannot wait to reveal this video series and get this thing running for everybody. Oh yeah. All right, back to what I'm showing you the Hemi for. Okay, remember that? Yep, that thing. And no, not the 400 that's gonna potentially go in the Polara still. Oh yeah. Yep. Uh-huh. That has always been my dream for that one right there. I'm hoping I can make that happen. And by the way, we moved the Dodge trucks. We got the Suede Grenade or Old Biscuit, depending on the day I'm having. She is doing fantastic, and we did a little bit of work on the red and white semi, and that's something that Dad is really looking forward to doing someday, is getting this thing working and, well, get it chopped up and shortened up. And of course, the Badger-Bug series is kind of on hold because, well, Dad kind of got pissed off with the wiring, as it happens. And he just needs a little bit of a break, as it happens. You know, every once in a while you gotta take a break from a project, and that's why we luckily have so many. And speaking of so many, nobody is allowed to eyeball that. That does not go anywhere. That's already sold. I have a best friend, and I only acquired that thing just for him. But these two little guys right here really need some homes, and they are both for sale on Marketplace. And if you guys happen to find them on there and you message me, I am willing to take offers. I would like to see both of these cars go to good homes. I got this 64 for potential parts to rob off for my red one, that there are still parts on this car I could use, but it's got the original slant 6 that turns over. I'd probably like to keep my rear wheels, but it's got the factory bench seat. It's got a restored steering wheel that I did for a video, and, well, it needs floors, and, well, I've got door panels and stuff, and it's gonna need a trunk. It's not perfect by any means, but yeah, and I'd probably recommend a hood, mainly because it's kind of just there. The 66 Belvedere here, which, by the way, this is a 64 Dodge 440 sedan 2-door. This 66 Belvedere 2, we rescued out of a field thanks to one of our friendly neighbors who, well, he basically offered it up for sale, and we said, yeah, that's worth coming to look at. And then we found out it was something really cool, and we've got a whole video series on this thing we got to release. 318 poly turns over, and it actually sounds like it's got really good compression. This guy's got kind of a tattered history, but it's a cool history. This thing kind of screams it was kind of hot roddy at one time, and, well, it's actually not in that bad a shape when you really look at it. Yeah, like this fender's bad, but you replace that fender, and then it's really not that bad from there on. I mean, you got a little bit of stuff going on in the rear quarter, but and you have to change the deck lid probably, because this is a Belvedere 2, and my friend Ryan Barsness informed me that there's a difference between a Belvedere 1 and a 2 trunk lid. So yeah, anybody out there in old YouTube land needing some projects, just let me know. But that van has got a lot of cool stuff going on with it, and, well, nobody's allowed to touch it. So, I brought you out here for Jezebel and trying to sell you on some cars and tempt you on that one, but you just can't have it. And someday, Dad and I are going to get that Dozer running. That 1936-38 McCormick Deering T20 Dozer. Someday. Oh man, we are sounding like those kind of people nowadays. Holy crap. We're gonna fix it up someday. Yep. At least they all run and drive for the most part. That's all that matters. So, guys, gals, thank you for taking a little tour with me and spending the day. Oh yeah, hang on, I forgot. We're supposed to be filming the video like this. Anyways, guys, gals, I just want to thank you for coming around, checking out the videos, and for all of the support you guys have gave us. I'm not out of the woods quite yet as far as health things go, but I'm feeling pretty good. We got some great doctors, and they are working miracles, and they are really helping us out. So, and I got good faith that good Lord wants me here for a reason. And well, the power of prayer really goes out there, and it helps a lot. And I thank every single one of you. And for everybody who said a prayer to me, I will say a prayer right back to you for prosperity. And I hope good tidings on your family and all your loved ones, because this world needs a lot more love and forgiveness and a whole lot less hate and bickering. Is one thing I've got to say. So, guys, gals, always, I look forward to seeing the next one. As always, take care, and till next time, Crazy Hair Jed, bye-bye.